Hey, what's up, guys? Happy New Year's. Thank you so much for attending. I hope 2023 ended well and it's the beginning of a new one, so let's get right into it. The topic of today's video is the gym will not fix your life in 2024. I know, this goes in line with the whole idea of New Year's resolutioners of trying to go to the gym every single day starting the 1st. We all know this in the gym community, that the gym starts flooding with a bunch of newbies and they're very dedicated for 3 days, a week, maybe the entire month. But March comes around and they start falling off, maybe even early February, because it's the hype, it's momentum, right? But you don't understand that momentum won't always carry you through the entire thing. You need to have persistence, and that's something that develops with time. Motivation will not carry you through. Motivation falls away. We all know that discipline and persistence is the thing that carries you over. It's discipline over your life and the emotions and the lessons. So the whole point is, even if you do go to the gym and you make it your entire life and you start changing, starting on New Year's, that's fantastic. Working out has a lot of benefits. You'll probably feel good, look better. Realize that it won't solve all your problems. The idea of going to the gym and your life being fixed immediately, living your dream life because you have muscles and everything's great. That's not true. Working out is a component of life that has a lot of health benefits, but don't make that your identity. I think the online suggestion of when you have problems, go to the gym. Yeah, it's honestly not the worst idea, but it's not as innocent as you think. Weights and barbells will not replace the human connection. It won't replace community. It won't replace love and friendship. And I feel like we use the gym to hide a lot of our insecurities. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with it. It's a good outlet. But now you're dwelling on it, focusing on yourself, and you're just in this dark hole, right, of like me against the world. And while that's important short term, the idea of monk mode, maybe you need to unplug and have that anger and going through that rage phase. But that rage phase will go away. But it ties to the idea of Asian men hitting the gym. I know it's very positive. It allows you to become more masculine, feel better about yourself, change body positivity and the ideas of you being attractive. Also gives you confidence. But the issue is Asian men tend to have low self-esteem. So if we use the gym to cover it up, have we really improved, or are we just masking it better? Because what happens when the muscles go away? For myself, I went through a huge gym bro phase when I was 18, 17. And it was amazing. Honestly, I just wanted to get jacked to get girls. I just wanted to get girls and get laid. That's honestly the truth. I got tired of being bullied and all that fun stuff, but honestly, just I wanted to get girls. And it worked short term. But it was empty and hollow because this is meaningless hookups. It didn't really lead to anything. And while looks got me through the door, I really didn't have a personality to carry it over. And the girls that I truly wanted really did not care. Is it a bonus, right? Correlation does not make causation. Did it help me? It did, but the gym bro dickhead attitude that I had because I was jacked really did not help me. So now I work out to be healthy, to live till I'm 100. I want to live to an old age, live a long, prosperous, healthy life. But I have a personality outside of it. While working out gave me short-term confidence, it led me to the internal belief system of developing what it means to be me. What does it mean to be men? What do I care about? And try my best not to care about people's opinions, because I do acknowledge that a part of me will always care, just due to my upbringing and the society we live in. We've been indoctrinated to believe that we have to value the opinions of others, especially from an Asian perspective, right? Having that cultural influence kind of ingrains in your brain that makes it very difficult to get away from, make it distant from who you are. So I went to the gym, but I was using it to cover up my insecurities of my being a skinny kid at one point in my life. I was like, I'm tired of being bullied. I was just like macho guy. And while I did find friends through the gym, I did build a community that did help. I actually found friends. Didn't make me feel better in my heart. I was still lonely. I was still really insecure. And what I thought I wanted was get muscles, get girls, made me even more depressed because I wasn't getting what I wanted. And the fact is, Asian men do have low self-esteem. So that's a danger of it, right? Because when you have really low self-esteem and you keep pushing and pushing, you'll never strive for the body that you want. The idea that you need to be 7% body fat, 4% body fat to get the girls to make sure you're ready to go out is ridiculous. You don't have to look like a model to find high-quality partners. Does looking good help? Yeah, of course, but it's not the end-all be-all. You can't rely on your looks. You have so much more to you than the way you look. And looks get you through the door, but your personality carries it over and grows. You know, we've all been with people who are highly attractive. After day 2, day 3, the beauty fades. We habituate to their baseline. Like, they're hot, but now they're normal. You don't really appreciate it as if the first time. It's really hard to understand until you've been there. It's not a great place to be. But if you make that mistake yourself, go ahead, trying to save you some time. But the idea of Asian men having low self-esteem means that will they ever take that step forward to go out and dating? I don't know. I've worked with some clients in the past before where it was always like next week, next month, and then they get down lower body fat, but they never take the plunge. And I kept trying to warn them that you will always be out of shape because you can always push that goalpost. But what happens when you get to your goal? You're still not going to feel great. And the idea of Asian men having this urge to prove our worth means we have to keep going and going and going. We're not a human being anymore. Now the gym has consumed our life. Now it's become an addiction. Now that's where body dysmorphia happens because you're constantly comparing yourself to who you want to be, especially with social media for guys. Everyone on Gymshark is on steroids, and you don't look like that. Especially for Asians, we're not genetically built like that. While there's some outliers and freak of natures that look good, we're typically not, okay? So realize that the standards we're measuring yourself against isn't truly there. Being in shape help you? Of course, guys, but don't make it your identity. And I say this because I've made that mistake of having low self-esteem and just never really getting into it. See, I made the mistake of having low self-esteem of believing that once I get to the perfect body percentage, it'll be great, but I stopped that. And I just went out and learned, and I did it for the wrong reasons, of course, but it brought me to who I am now. The idea that I don't need to be in the perfect body shape to go and date and find high quality people. Not being overweight helps, simple things like that. But the strive for perfection is what I'm really worried about for Asian men. The idea that they're going to keep going to the gym and going and going and going. It's this addiction cycle of never being enough, the continuous urge to prove our worth, but never going out and dating because we have low self-esteem. And low self-esteem is actually backed by science. In 2011, a study done at the NIH showed that Asian men had the lowest self-esteem score across the board when compared to African Americans, whites, and Latinos. This was from a large-scale representative study from 8th grade to 9th grade to 10th grade. African American students scored the highest, whites second, and Asians scored the lowest, which is really interesting. It's the idea that African American males typically have a strong positive image of what it means to be masculine. Due to stereotyping in the media, it's easier to be more masculine when you're black than Asian. And maybe it's the fact of going from a traditional collectivist culture of, group harmony, conform. Standing out, you're not necessarily rewarded for it. This makes it even more difficult because it means we're really afraid of disapproval. We really want the approval of others, and it means the world. And this doesn't allow us to make mistakes. We start to attribute failure as to something that is wrong with us innately. It hinders our ability to connect with others. Low self-esteem is a poison that will hold you back, deteriorate anything that you have. I think the idea of giving yourself permission to make mistakes while working out is the best thing because it's a single component that doesn't get addressed a lot. And it's sad because now what happens is when you go to the gym by yourself, purely, it could be detrimental and you're not interacting with others. You're in your own headspace, just focusing on your flaws and anger of what people have done. I've been there. A lot of rage of I was bullied, now I can express it. It's a cathartic feeling. And it's a dark phase of your life. It's a rage phase. But if you don't allow that phase to fully be expressed or get help and see the light, you kind of start getting sad. You're jacked, but you're depressed, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of why you're going to the gym. Going to the gym and connecting with others and becoming a part of the community and making new friends and going out of shell and giving yourself the permission to be yourself. Working out gives you the confidence to go out and approach women that you really want to talk to or talk to the girl that you thought was cute and making those mistakes and learn how to flirt and realize that you will fail. Not everyone's going to like you and you don't like a lot of people and having that shock to your immune system of oh God, that hurts, right? Is great. But going out and hitting the gym, be I hate everyone. I hate the world. I hate the way I was raised. I hate my parents. I can't believe I didn't hit the gym sooner. And you start working out by yourself day in, day out, listening to angry music, and you're just in the mood. You're not saying hi to anyone else, and you're just focusing, I'm 5% better. I got 18-inch biceps, and then you keep going. What is the point? If that truly makes you happy, of course, but wouldn't you be expressive of that in different ways? I look great. I love to share. That's a different mentality. But making the gym your identity in 2024 won't solve everything. I want to make this warning, as everyone's going to start going into it. But realize that looks aren't necessarily everything. It's a huge component. I want to say that. But there's outliers that I know that aren't in good shape that get the most success because they're truly happy and they make everyone feel safe and content. And they're just confident. They know how to approach. They know how to maintain a conversation. They know how to story tell. They know how to escalate. They know how to de-escalate. They know how to take a step back and breathe. Allow the person to feel the range of emotions. That's more important becoming a human being than the way you look because you will get older. Your testosterone, guys, will lower as you get older. You won't look great forever. but you can be in shape forever. Something to consider. If you want to talk about this further, please email me in the description below. Follow me on Instagram at m.deep20. Also in the description below, see what I'm up to. As always, wish you guys the best. Peace out. Namaste.